Okay, so let's make the chocolate brownie. Really easy recipe. With no cooking required other than putting it in the oven to bake. Okay, so first thing, flour. So you take your flour, put it in your mixing bowl. Your sugar, straight in. Baking powder, that goes in. Easy peasy. Cocoa powder, boom, job's a good one. That's it, all done. Then what you've got, the curry made cut into nice cubes, ready to go in here. Now, cocoa powder, it's as deadly as corn flour. If you put your mixer on too high, you get covered and it won't get out of your uniform for about 3 weeks. So, let's get this in. The people behind the camera are nodding because they know the score. Corn flour and cocoa powder is a disaster. Okay, so I've got the paddle on this one. Nice and easy, nice and low. Don't want to put it on too high or you're going to get covered. Notice I'm not touching the speed. What you want to do is as this mixes, you want to turn it into light breadcrumbs. So it's going to be nice and rough, okay? And then we're going to add the liquid, which is going to be the milk, eggs and golden syrup. Okay, so I have been mixing this for a few minutes, and what you were looking for, I'm going to show you, is a crumb like that. So you see that, nice crumb. And then it just so that the butter is fully mixed with the dry ingredients, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave it mixing. We're going to put golden syrup in first, because that's the more difficult one. If you want to make an easier job of this, microwave it and it will just drop out, okay? Little tip for the top. So all that in there. When I was a kid, I used to put this on toast. I used to love golden syrup. Go try that at home, kids. But it's the best. Get all the golden syrup in there. Okay, that's the first job. Then what you're going to do is another little tip for the top. You've got a jug of milk there, and we're going to put milk and eggs in it. But what I suggest you do, once you get the golden syrup in there, is crack your eggs into the milk and give it a bit of a whisk up so that it's fully combined before you put it in, or you'll get it like kind of like egg spots in your brownie. Okay, so that's lightly mixed. Let's move that away so it's nice and tidy. Put the paddle back in, bring it down, give it a nice mix, and then slowly pour the wet ingredients in. Now, in the instructions, we're not going to mix this. We just want to mix it just to combine the ingredients and stop. Don't mix it any further, okay? So I'm going to crank up the speed a little bit. Slowly add the eggs and the milk. Notice it's all going in on the sides, all good. It's quite a good recipe, this one, because the previous recipes would have the golden syrup and the butter heated up so that when you pour it in, it kind of melts the chocolate. But because this is all dry, you don't need to do that. Nice and gradual. You don't want to get covered in milk and eggs. That's all good. Keep your spatula to hand. I've got the tray ready to go. Alright, go. Alright, so I've got a lined tray, a proper normal cake tin that we use, and I'm pouring the mixture in here. That's it. And make sure you get every bit out. Okay. What the baking powder is going to do is help it rise. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of mix here, but once we put it in the oven, it will rise nicely. All right. Make sure you scrape every little bit out. So I've put it in the tray. To even it out, I tend to wet my hands and move it along because it doesn't stick. But it doesn't have to be too, it will flatten out once it starts baking, it will start to settle. So this goes in an oven, 170 for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to put this in the oven and we'll see what it looks like when it comes out.